the KIC program, I didn't have a way of starting this. But through the KIC, we went on market research, we were exposed to a lot of people. We had the opportunity to network with them, talk to them, and through that, we formed a long-lasting relationship. It built my confidence, and it gave me the opportunity to actually start something on my own and own it. So it has actually empowered me as a woman to start something on my own.
My name is Nyadije Skajalis. I'm a co-founder and at the same time the Human Resource Manager at Agrocode Ghana Limited. So I basically joined the Kosmos Innovation Agritech Challenge for 3 reasons: to connect, to explore, and to also learn. So actually that we went through, when I go outside, I realize that I'm different from my colleagues because we can all have the same degree, but what makes you different from your colleague out there is about the innovation aspect of like a person. So being part of this team has really helped me to bring out the best in me as a woman and also connect with people.
My name is Caroline Kokwamado, the CEO of Maku Food and Company Limited. We've been able to provide employment to, we were initially just 2 people. We got 1 person now. We have 8 people working with us. Now we sell not just in the Greater Accra region, we sell in Kumasi and we sell in Tamale as well. And we've also developed new products. I mean, we've been able to develop new products in addition to what we have. And I think it would have been quite impossible without the funding to be able to do all these. So,
our machine is going to help my community in a diverse way, many ways, and one is creating jobs. Because this machine, if we are to operate, we will look for the fabricator, people to buy the materials from, all that. We are creating jobs for them, and the flour and all that. And also, it's going to help the smallholder farmers a lot, because looking at in Upper West here, during the farming season, it's difficult to plow their lands, especially my community. So machines like tractors have to move from down south to Upper West, and like that, the queue is always so long for farmers to till their land and farm and also get the rain some more. But like this one is very affordable, and anyone can manage it. As a lady, I can manage and I can operate it.
My name is Mary Cherena. I'm a co-founder of Team Kigo Agro Company Limited. So Kigo Agro came together and said, why won't we develop an implement that will help to solve this problem, this challenge that our farmers are facing? So we sat down to bring an idea to develop a simple machine, which is this one, that will help uproot groundnuts effectively to reduce the labor that farmers, the labor intensive that our farmers went through.
Hello Ghana, hello Africa, hello world. We welcome you all to the grand finale of the KIC Agritech Pro. Yes.
It feels so surreal, and all we can say is thank God for this. We are hoping to use this money to put a smile on the faces of women farmers in the northern region.
So we're presented with opportunity, and we took it. 2 of us are engineers, 2 of us, the other 2 studied agriculture, something related to agric, and having 4 bright minds coming up with such a wonderful idea or solution, it was good for us to come together as a team to make the dream work.
The journey has been very tough, hard, but a very happy ending. We started in last year when we joined KIC Pro, and then throughout the whole journey, going for the boot camp, having our first pitch, where we were advised by the aviation team to redefine our business. It was heartbreaking because we were so much in love with our idea, but then we had to go back and redefine everything, work so hard, and then get into this part of the journey. So our journey has been very hard, but very good.
Our flagship program building a mini maize harvester that finishes with ease. This means that a farmer planting maize at the end of the maize season or harvesting season, they now have to think about laborers, barter and stuff. But with this simple yet efficient machine, all that you need, the machine moves on its own, you just direct it into the maize stalk and it cuts it for you. So now you don't have to worry about harvesting, dehusking, sorting it out, and even gathering it from the farm. Everything is done by the machine.
The prevailing unemployment rate in the country and the prevailing problems we noticed in the agriculture sector, the wastage and the problems our pregnant women are going through, looking at all these things, it inspired us.
With this amount that we've won, we're going to invest majority of it into machineries that will help perfect our products, which will just get us ready to run in the market.
Our advice to these startups in agriculture is that never give up. The agriculture sector happens to be one of the sector that you can really make impact as an entrepreneur.
We thank God especially, and we also thank our POs and our faculty advisors. We thank KIC, we thank MasterCard Foundation for this opportunity to win this amount.
A very big thank you to the Kosmos Innovation Center and MasterCard Foundation for this wonderful initiative, because without them, some of us wouldn't have been entrepreneurs today.
So far, the KIC training sessions have been very impactful, exposing us to areas of business that hitherto we had not thought of, like investor readiness and documentation. All these things have helped us in positioning our business in the right place to even attract investors.
Capacity building has been very informing. We've been able to learn from multiple aspects, how to integrate the team, how to work with other people.
The first pitch has been amazing. I mean, the ideation team is doing a great job because it feels like they are molding you and molding your idea. So wherever side that you fall short, they tell you what you are supposed to do. They ask you questions and then they give you feedbacks to help you improve upon your idea.
Our business is linked to climate tech or agri-tech in the sense that farmers who are going to produce our raw materials do not need to use inorganic chemicals. They use the same leaves that we process our oils from to fertilize the soil to be able to produce, which has a very great impact on the environment.
As a technology company building crop production automation solutions, we are very keen on our sustainability goals and ensuring that the solutions that we develop can help contribute to net zero climate solutions. And so we leverage on battery technology as well as solar to charge our vehicles, ensuring that we have sustainable farming solutions that can be available to both smallholder farmers as well as crop production companies.
So for me, KIC, MasterCard Foundation, they are doing a great job. And I think that this is a very innovative approach. Over the years, I'm very conversant with the agricultural sector. Okay, I've done consultancy work for a number of NGOs within the agricultural sector. And if you look at the approach that KIC is bringing, it's completely different from what others have done in the past. This one, we are looking at developing the youth, training them, building their capacities to think unconventionally, okay? So that we can actually extend the frontiers of agriculture in Ghana, so that it becomes more rewarding. Because what KIC is also doing is they are changing the narrative, okay? Now, when you talk of agri, everybody sees a poor farmer with a hoe and a cutlass tilling a piece of land. And you see, when we perceive agriculture that way, it's not really encouraging, motivating for the youth to go into it. But KIC is changing that narrative. That look, the agricultural value chain is very long. You can come in at any point. And you may probably not even have visited a farm before, okay? But you are involved in agriculture. So KIC is changing the narratives and redefining, agriculture and making it attractive for young people to take that step.
I want to say a very big thank you to KIC, Kosmos Energy, and MasterCard Foundation for prioritizing gender equality for me to become a business owner.
Please, we are continuing with the sessions. We need to move back inside. We are continuing with the sessions. Please, let's move back inside. We crave your indulgence. Please, let's move back inside and continue the sessions. Thank you very much. Let's move back inside.
Before the KIC program, I didn't have a way of starting this. But through the KIC, we went on market research, we were exposed to a lot of people. We had the opportunity to network with them, talk to them, and through that, we formed a long-lasting relationship. It built my confidence, and it gave me the opportunity to actually start something on my own and own it. So it has actually empowered me as a woman to start something on my own.
My name is Cedi. I'm a co-founder and at the same time the Human Resource Manager at AIA Conference Limited. So I basically joined the Kosmos Innovation Agritech Challenge for 3 reasons: to connect, to explore, and to also learn. So actually now we went through, when I go outside, I realize that I'm different from my colleagues because we can all have the same degree, but what makes you different from your colleague out there is about the innovation aspect of like a person. So being part of this team has really helped me to bring out the best in me as a woman and also connect with people.
My name is Caroline Kosmos, the CEO of Maku Food and Company Limited. We've been able to provide employment to, we were initially just 2 people. We got 1 person now. We have 8 people working with us. Now we sell not just in the Greater Accra region, we sell in Kumasi and we sell in Tamale as well. And we've also developed new products. I mean, we've been able to develop new products in addition to what we have. And I think it would have been quite impossible without the funding to be able to do all these. So,
our machine is going to help my community in a diverse way, many ways, and one is creating jobs. Because this machine, if we are to operate, we will look for the fabricator, people to buy the materials from, all that. We are creating jobs for them, and the flour and all that. And also, it's going to help the smallholder farmers a lot, because looking at in Upper West here, during the farming season, it's difficult to plow their lands, especially my community. So machines like tractors have to move from down south to Upper West, and like that, the queue is always so long for farmers to till their land and farm and also get the rain some more. But like this one is very affordable, and anyone can manage it. As a lady, I can manage and I can operate it.
My name is Mary Cherena. I'm a co-founder of Kigo Agro Company Limited. So Kigo Agro come together and said, why won't we develop an implement that will help to solve this problem, this challenge that our farmers are facing. So we sat down to bring an idea to develop a simple machine, which is this one, that will help uproot groundnuts effectively to reduce the labor that farmers, the labor intensive that our farmers went through.
Hello Ghana, hello Africa, hello world. We welcome you all to the grand finale of the KIC Agritech Pro. Yes.
This feels so surreal, and all we can say is thank God for this. We are hoping to use this money to put a smile on the faces of women farmers in the northern region.
So we're presented with opportunity, and we took it. Two of us are engineers, two of us, the other two studied agriculture, something related to agric, and having four bright minds coming up with such a wonderful idea or solution, it was good for us to come together as a team to make the dream work.
The journey has been very tough, hard, but a very happy ending. We started in last year when we joined KIC Pro, and then throughout the whole journey, going for the boot camp, having our first pitch, where we're advised by the aviation team to redefine our business. It was heartbreaking because we were so much in love with our idea, but then we had to go back and redefine everything, work so hard, and then get into this part of the journey. So our journey has been very hard, but very good.
Our flagship program, building a mini maize harvester that finishes with ease. This means that a farmer planting maize at the end of the maize season or harvesting season, they now have to think about laborers, barter and stuff. But with this simple yet efficient machine, all that you need, the machine moves on its own, you just direct it into the maize stalk, and it cuts it for you. So now you don't have to worry about harvesting, dehusking, sorting it out, and even gathering it from the farm. Everything is done by the machine.
The prevailing unemployment rate in the country and the prevailing problems we noticed in the agriculture sector, the wastage and the problems our pregnant women are going through, looking at all these things, it inspired us.
With this amount that we've won, we're going to invest majority of it into machineries that will help perfect our products, which will just get us ready to run in the market.
Our advice to these startups in agriculture is that never give up. The agriculture sector happens to be one of the sector that you can really make impact as an entrepreneur.
We thank God especially, and we also thank our POs and our faculty advisors. We thank KIC, we thank MasterCard Foundation for this opportunity to win this amount.
A very big thank you to the Kosmos Innovation Center and MasterCard Foundation for this wonderful initiative, because without them, some of us wouldn't have been entrepreneurs today.
So far, the KIC training sessions have been very impactful, exposing us to areas of business that hitherto we had not thought of, like investor readiness and documentation. All these things have helped us in positioning our business in the right place to even attract investors.
Capacity building has been very informing. We've been able to learn from multiple aspects, how to integrate the team, how to work with other people.
The first pitch has been amazing. I mean, the ideation team is doing a great job because first, like, they are molding you and molding your idea. So wherever side that you fall short, they tell you what you are supposed to do. They ask you questions and then they give you feedbacks to help you improve upon your idea.
Our business is linked to climate tech or agri-tech in the sense that farmers who are going to produce our raw materials do not need to use inorganic chemicals. They use the same leaves that we process our oils from to fertilize the soil to be able to produce, which has a very great impact on the environment.
As a technology company building crop production automation solutions, we are very keen on our sustainability goals and ensuring that the solutions that we develop can help contribute to net zero climate solutions. And so We leverage on battery technology as well as solar to charge our vehicles, ensuring that we have sustainable farming solutions that can be available to both smallholder farmers as well as crop production companies.
So for me, KIC MasterCard Foundation, they are doing a great job. And I think that this is a very innovative approach. Over the years, I'm very conversant with the agricultural sector. Okay, I've done consultancy work for a number of NGOs within the agricultural sector. And if you look at the approach that KIC is bringing, it's completely different from what others have done in the past. This one, we are looking at developing the youth, training them, building their capacities to think unconventionally, okay? So that we can actually extend the frontiers of agriculture in Ghana so that it becomes more rewarding. Because what KIC is also doing is they are changing the narrative, okay? Now, when you talk of agri, everybody sees a poor farmer with a hoe and a cutlass tilling a piece of land. And you see, when we perceive agriculture that way, it's not really encouraging, motivating for the youth to go into it. But KIC is changing that narrative. That look, the agricultural value chain is very long. You can come in at any point. And you may probably not even have visited a farm before, okay? But you are involved in agriculture. So KIC is changing the narratives and redefining, agriculture and making it attractive for young people to take that step.
I want to say a very big thank you to KIC, Kosmos Energy, and MasterCard Foundation for prioritizing gender equality for me to become a business owner.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Did we enjoy the lunch? Me, I had wachi and fish and chicken with some very nice shito. How many of us ate wachi? Oh, so I was the only one who ate wachi. You ate wachi. You also ate wachi. And you ate wachi. So we'll share our numbers and we'll create the AIA wachi team. The rest of you, you should go and look for your partners and network with them. The wachi people will network. And next year, we'll come and tell you wonderful things you are doing together. Okay? It's time for the master class. We agreed to be here at 2:30. It's 2:36. So I don't want to keep Dr. AIA waiting. So those in the auditorium, please come to the center, the center row, so that you can see the screen better, so that we can also see your faces. Dr. Evelyn AIA is a senior research scientist at the Food Research Institute of the CSIR. And personally, I think that if Ghana is going to get where we want to go, it's a CSIR that is going to lead it. I've been to food research before, I've been to forest before, I've been to crop research. About a month ago, I went to the plant genetics at Bonso. I bought a lot of seedlings. And there are a lot of excellent scientists at CSIR. And I believe that they hold the key to our national development. So please pay attention to this master class. It's very important. It's going to change your life. So those at the back, if you can come down, please come down, okay? Because if you have questions, we can't walk all the way up with the microphone. Watching a better meho. It's a Wumbra form. Please come down, eh? Are you ready for doc? Are you sure you are ready for doc? Are you ready for doc? I can only hear one yes here and a faint. Please, are we ready for doc? Better. So please put your hands together for Dr. Evelyn AIA.
Good afternoon once again. We are back from the heavy lunch. Please, if I'm moving and you are feeling sleepy, just signal me. I will engage you so that I keep awake, okay? And I hope you're all going to enjoy it. It's going to be very interactive. It's not lecture. We are going to enlighten ourselves to some of the food processing issues. My duty here has been divided into 3 folds, but the first one is to talk about food regulation and compliance issues. I also talk a bit about food processing and other forms of storing our foods. So this will be the outline of the presentation. I'll give you a brief introduction of the subject matter, have some regulatory issues, overview of food spoilage, modern food processing technologies, storage techniques and key agricultural products, affordable and scalable solutions for smaller farmers and startups, best practice for maintaining nutritional value during food processing, and give you some research innovations that has taken place in Food Research Institute. So food safety is a critical issue for Ghana's industrial growth because it builds consumers' trust for brands. Recently, we had an issue with Tasty Tom tomatoes. How many of us got the information? A lot of us. Now, somebody comes and introduces Tasty Tom. They are not ready to buy it. So food safety has issue with consumers' trust. If you don't keep your food and your products safe, you will not be able to penetrate into the current market. It also leads non-compliance to FDA, and it makes it hard to document your product registration. If you don't keep the food safety issues, it's very difficult regulating and documenting your processes. And it also reduces investor and consumer confidence. Assuming you want to apply for a fund from any funding agency, you have to add your documentation. Your FDA requirement is key because no banking institution is ready to invest in somebody who does not pass FDA regulations. So let's look at some key regulatory bodies in Ghana. We have Food and Drugs Authority. They regulate manufacture, import, distribution, sales of food and drugs, cosmetics, and other medical services. So if you want to stay in tune with the current food processing issues, you need to contact the the Food and Drugs Authority. Normally, people will sit in their homes and assume that you have to do this, you have to do that. But the best thing is to visit the Food and Drugs Authority and know exactly what you are supposed to do, depending on what type of product you are trying to bring up. You have the Ghana Standard Authority that regulates or develops and enforces national food standards and gives certification. We have the Environmental Protection Agencies that issues concerning environmental permits for manufacturing facilities. In your food processing issues, the way you dispose of waste, are you not disturbing your neighbors? Are you not causing environmental pollution? You have to seek the Environmental Protection Agency to assist you in how to undertake some of these things. You have the Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Assemblies. Within the vicinity, is the processing that you are going to allow there, you need to consult them to help you decide on what you are supposed to do. Then we have the Ghana Export Promotion Authority that oversees documentation and certification of the food. Before doing your product registration, you have to apply for FDA registration. The thing that you need to submit will be sample of the product. So it's a fruit juice that you are going to register. You go along with the fruit juice. Product formulation and your recipe. They would have to know the content of the product and what method you use for the product. So you need to state it as part of your application document. You do your label artwork. It's very legible and readable, not something that is not clear for consumers to understand the terms. If you are doing dual language, French or English, you have to do the translation very well. Then your test results. That is where food research comes in. You have analytical labs that run microbial analysis, chemistry, shelf life study for you to add up to your product or your documentation for FDA application. The FDA will review the safety label accuracy, ingredient compliance. So once the product is approved, FDA will give you a number which must appear on your label. So you can't take your product out to sell on the market without the FDA number. So let's look at the requirements for the labeling. Assuming your product is done, see the things that you need to put on your product label. Your product name and your brand. So it can be Family Pot FP. Then the brand name will be More and More Soups, or More and More Stew, or More and More Tomato Ketchup. Then you give the ingredient list. In writing the ingredient list, you should do it from the descending order, so that the ingredients that has more content will be up. Let's take a tomato paste that you are doing. Start with tomatoes. All the other ingredients will follow. Right with the list will be at the end. Then the weight and the volume of the product. Your batch number and the expiry date is key here, because you need to do shelf life study to know how the product will be safe in the shelf. Your name and address of the manufacturer, your location for easy assessment if they need to trace you. Then the country of origin, if you want to import or export the product. Storage instructions, how should the product be stored? All the information should be on the label. Then the FDA number that we are trying to talk about, make sure it's on your product. The nutritional fact for packaged products, that might not be so key, but if it also helps to you to sell your product, because you are submitting a product with the nutritional information you need to submit a report with it. You can't just fetch it from the internet and put it on your product that it contains it. You have to give a proof that the content that you are really writing on the product is really in the product that you have prepared. There's misleading claim as 100% natural or organic might be scientifically justified. Now, everybody says the product is organic. The product is 100%. I had an incident of, I went to Kolebu, somebody was selling jollof rice with chicken. And he came around, the mothers were sitting there, my jollof, natural, 100%, organic. So I just drew near and I said, boss, what's your jollof on there? He says it's organic. And I asked him, where is your certificate? In Ghana, when somebody grows carrot and does not grow well, it's organic, it's natural. That word is overused. Please, let's try to not to put some of these things. We don't have anything to prove it. I battled it out with him. He couldn't prove anything. The oil, you didn't produce the oil. You didn't grow the rice. Even the spices, you don't know where you got it from. So if you want to say it, just show us as a result or scientifically proven a certificate to show that your farm is an organic farm or is a certified and all-natural farm. So as I read earlier on, these are the steps that you go in when you want to set up. You register your business with the Register General Department. When you go there, you do a rudimentary check of all the companies that have registered, so that you don't go and mess up with the name. You have to go and register with them. Because when you go to FDA, they look at your business certificates. You get the MMD business permit to operate within the vicinity and obtain environmental permits, apply for FDA, register your product with FDA, you follow GSA for the standard, you implement your GMPs, that is the good manufacturing practices, your hazard systems, then you maintain documentation for periodic audits. Food compliance issues is very key. That's why I started with it. And now we can link it up with food spoilage. Because if you try to send a product to FDA and you don't send the certificate or safety result to it, you will not be given permission. Or the permit or the number will not be granted. So I would like us to look at some of the issues of food spoilage. Preventing food spoilage isn't just about saving the food. It's about ensuring the safety, quality, and sustainable for your business. Assuming you produce tomato ketchup or tomato juice in a day or two and realize that everything is going off, you can't sustain your business. You can't send it anywhere. So you need to consider food safety when you are setting up your business or your food processing entity. Weak compliance with safety and regulation standards increases the risk of food at spoilage stage from your production to the, before it gets to the market, the food is already off. So safety here is not something that we should look at, but it's now a compliance issue. It's part of the regulation issue that we should take into consideration when setting up a business. Food storage setup is often not just a technical problem, but a regulatory and system issue rooted in poor compliance. So it should be taken notice that if you don't do the right thing, the certificate will not be given. If you don't comply with food safety, you can never come out with the product. So food spoilage leads to financial loss. As I said, with the instance of the tasty tom issue, if you don't keep your safety measures in place, you produce the thing and you cannot even sell it. The shelf life will be short. It also poses health risks and also reputational damage. So we need to identify, manage, and prevent spoilage in small-scale food processing operations. Let's look at some of the food spoilage issues that we have. We have the microbial, that is caused by bacteria, yeast, and molds. Of late, I was asking myself, the bread that we see on our market, initially, when you keep bread, about 5 days, it goes off. Now, bread can keep like for 2 weeks. You still see it under this harsh environmental conditions, but it still has its good shelf life in state. So what are we doing? We are trying to prevent the yeast and mold from growing so that bread will become wholesome for us to consume. Chemical spoilage can be due to oxidation, enzyme activity, and light exposure. When products are exposed to oxygen, oxidation takes place. And also, when products are exposed to harsh sunlight condition, we have the oxidative rancidity happening to our fatted oils. And sometimes, with our own handling, that's the personal handling, the proper handling of the product, if you don't handle it well, or if you abuse the temperature, assuming you are preparing shito and you are in a hurry to get it done, then you increase the temperature within the shortest the shito is done. You expose the oil to high temperature, and in no time, the oil will start tasting rancid or flavor, and people will reject your product. So safety and spoilage is key thing that we need to take into consideration. Let's look at some of the signs. It changes color, taste in odor, texture, and gas formation. So you see that there will be bubbles, if it's shito, so that there will be bubbles on top of the shito. The flavor will change, and people will not even try to buy your product. Okay, so I was talking about this. Sorry, I'm battling with the pointer. So let's look at some of the risks of food spoilage as startups. Health-wise, if you don't handle your food very well, it will lead to foodborne diseases. Economically, you lose your products, and there will be the incident of product recall. What happened recently to the Tasty Tom campaign. In operational-wise, it will disrupt production and the supply chain, because if you are supposed to keep your products in batches, because there was a product recall, you have to stop every production. Go back to the drawing board and find out what really caused the problem. So if there's going to be disruption in your production, and your reputation, of course, you lose your reputation. And environmental, so those products, you are going to dispose them off in the environment, and it might cause environmental pollution and emissions. Nutritionally, you've lost all the nutrients in the products due to food spoilage and the rancidity as a result. And social and food security, you've wasted valuable resources and energy, time, everything, because you didn't handle your food well, or because you didn't apply food safety to your production. You lose a whole lot of products. So let's try to prevent food spoilage. How then are we going to prevent food spoilage? We need to have good manufacturing practices. We maintain our clean environment. We use sanitized equipment for the tools. We train our workers on safe food handling. You don't just handle anything anyhow. We need to wash your vegetables, especially knowing where they came from. You have to wash them very well with accredited food cleaning agents. Proper storage temperatures. You maintain your cold temperature as if you are, assuming you are packaging vegetables. You should know how to store them. The temperature range that you should store them. You don't try them high temperature. And the packaging material can also retain heat, and you lose the freshness of the product. You should use airtight and moisture-proof packaging. We should apply preservatives or natural antimicrobials when suitable. Sometimes you'll be in the office, somebody will walk to you, "Madam, I'm doing this, I want to add preservation." And now it's not everything that we add preservatives. Sometimes your practices alone can help keep the quality of the product without adding any preservatives. So your handling, how do you handle the vegetables? How do you handle your fruits? There's not all the time that you have to put in preservatives. The way you go through your processes will help you to maintain the shelf life of your product. And regular monitoring. You keep the product in the storeroom. There are no walkarounds. You can't be visit the back of your storeroom. You need to do regular and check what's happening to the product on the shelf. I kept this thing here. Keep regular records on it to see what is going on at a point in time. It also helps to prevent food spoilage. Let's look at some traditional food preservations that we have. Drying, of course, we all know. And we know that it removes moisture and inhibits microbial growth in products. Dry fruits, grains, fish, and other things, they are very simple to operate. If you want to go into drying, it's a very simple technology. It can be done with solar dryers or simple dehydration equipment. The best thing is that it reduces post-harvest loss. Example here is fruits bar. We can have dried fruits or fruit mixes, or we can have it in a granola mix, oats, coconut, other things, then you add your fruit to it. In the drying method, you have a product from them. You have fermentation, You can get yogurt, you have flavor enhancers. An example is that you have a fruity yogurt, sugar-free yogurt with dates. Now most people are becoming health conscious, so you can use your dates instead of using the raw sugar to produce your yogurt. That's for fermentation. Smoking is also trying to extend the shelf life of the product by adding smoke and increasing the flavor. It's a traditional method and it's very simple, low cost. And some of the example of the product that you can use smoked fish for, the smoking for is smoked fish with spice. So now we already have smoked fish on the market, but you can be innovative enough to maybe add spices to your own, package it in a different way, then you sell it. Then we have salting or curing. An example is the Kobe. You can have powdered Kobe. You can have salted or fermented fish in tubes, so that the pungent smell that puts people off, you can still keep it and sell it as well. So when you look at its relevance for SMEs, it requires minimal processing, based on local tradition and offers artisanal and reducing food waste. We're able to add value through these drying methods. So now we've looked at the traditional, let's look at the modern ones that we can still do. With the modern one, we can look at cold storage, steam them or blanch them, package them and freeze and label. You have a product. So that when in the lean season, you can sell. So freezing is the modern way of keeping fruit and vegetable fresh to get it in the lean season. You can do vacuum packaging by making sure that product is dry, so you suction all the air from it and sell it. Example is can dry onions, but do vacuum packaging. It's a business idea that you can venture into. Just cut them very thin, dry them to the optimal texture that you desire, then you do vacuum packaging. That one too, you can sell it as dried onions. It's a good business idea you can do. You can look at meat. Meat, you can dry meat, smoke it, and do vacuum packaging. Spice it very well. It's another business line that you can operate. Then you have modified atmosphere packaging by trying to introduce nitrogen gas, and so especially with nuts, like the roasted nuts. You can just roast your nuts. And now we have aflatoxin-free roasting method in FRI. Food research is when we can train you so that your nuts can be roasted very well, hand-sorted premium roasted nuts. Then you use the modified atmospheric packaging to store it so that it does not go off. Let's look at grains. The best method for you storing grain is to put the Pedigree improved crop storage bags, the nylon bag that we have. But with the products being shelf stable, you can still add value to buy through cereal mixes. Now we have a lot of cereals, fonio, maize, millet. When you come to FRI, we're able to mix a blend and have a mix that contains all the nutrients. You know, cereals and legumes complement each other. So when we come, we pick a bit of this, we pick of that. That the limited amino acid in one will be complemented with the other one. And you get a very nutritious cereal mix. We have instant cereal mixes, they're ready to cook, and even have a extruded product with cereal mix. Cereals. When you come to FRI, we can train you on how to manage all these things. So I've already spoken about the vegetables. So we can have the food mixes, you have cold storage. When mango, last year we had abundance of mangoes. It was there, we didn't know what to do with it. So we realized that when the mangoes are in season, the best is to wash clean, cut them into slices, and put them in the Ziploc, keep them in the deep freezer. So that in the lean season, you can just dry them, or prepare puree with it, or prepare smoothie with it, or you can use other for fruit bars. So you don't wait till the mangoes go out of season before you come back and say there are no mango in season. You can do other things with it and keep it in the refrigerator or deep freezer for future use. The same thing applies to cheese, butter, and milk. You can do refrigeration, you do freezing. With the milk, you can do milk powder for longer preservation. You can add it to other things and store it. You can do pasteurization. Most of us might not have the technology to do the pasteurization. The fish, you can chill on ice and sell. You can freeze, label, and even spice and sell. Salting or drying, as I did with 30 daily, the Kobe and the momone. That's where our mothers used to cook. You can also can it in oil, have brine, and also in sauces. So you can have fish in tomato sauce that you pasteurize, and you can also sell down. And you can also spice and dry fish, as we have in jerky. So you slice the fish, you spice it, you dry it, then you bake, so that it can become readily available when you sell them in the supermarket. Let's look at some affordable and scalable solutions for SMEs. You need to choose a focused product. For instance, if you want to go into vegetable processing, you can choose dry fruits, dry veggies, pulp, pickles, sauces, or ready to eat or ready to cook fruits. So that when you just add it, you pick it, you add it to your smoothie. That can be sliced, canned, and packaged very well. And it has high local demand. Nowadays, people are becoming health cautious. So you have something like fruits. Snacking on fruits is very common these days. So we have your fruits and you dry them. People can just buy it and be snacking on it. Or use it for other products like the granolas and other things. It doesn't involve so much capital. You just need your fruits, your dehydrator, and your packaging material, and with the FDA requirements. It's affordable. You can start with semi-automatic, small capacity units. Manual table sorting for you, small grinder, vegetable cutters, you need hand sealing machine. So it's not something that is so cost effective. You can start from your kitchen. I normally say that you make do with what you have. Don't expect to get bigger equipment before you start. Drying fruit is very simple. Cut, dry, pack. That's all. So you need to be enthused with whatever you are doing so that you can put in more passion. So let's look at some scalability strategies. You start with a local form. Normally, people want to start and maybe try to compete with the people who have already been in their business for years. No, that's not how you start it. You start gradually. You sell to nearby retailers, local markets, and you can do some online sales. You need to also validate feedback and improve shelf life or taste. Some people will just roll out their products without contacting anybody about feedback. The moment you comment, then they draw back. No, feedbacks are good. You need to get them so that you improve on your product. That's why my director said, when you come to food research, with whatever concept that you have, when you come, we'll fine-tune it for you. We'll give it to our sensory panelists. We have a sensory panel there. They will taste and give us feedback. So based on the feedback that we get, we'll do or go back to the drawing board and modify according to the feedback that we had. So likewise, if you are developing a product, please be ready to accept feedbacks as you send it to people to taste. Be ready, don't draw back. Just pick up their feedback and modify an product. And of course, it shouldn't be one person's feedback. At least a number of people, enough to make your product improve. Then you invest your profit, as in the morning, the panel members mentioned it. When you get the profit, don't start going shopping. Because maybe you started with the cutter. Now you have investments. What else do you need? What other equipment can I use my profit to buy to improve on my business? Then you look up to build on your ingredient. If you're using semi-automated, if you are hiring for the drying, you start to put in some money and get a smaller dehydrator to start drying your own products. Then you expand, register with your brand with FDA. You can also start selling to hotels and caterers. Sometimes you forget about them. You packed your fruits in smaller portion. You walk to Novotel. They are having a breakfast dinner. I have these packed fruits that I want to sell to you. I'll give it to you at a discount price. Will you be ready to accept? You sell them and you have a business deal with them. Then from time to time, you see that as you are gaining more experience in the market, you can be going international. But you need to make sure that you have your ISO certification, you have your HACCP system in place. You consult the Ghana Standard Authority to help you with the standard that you need to before you can export your product. Let's look at some practical, scalable solutions. If your focus is on energy efficiency, try to use solar dryers Or use your biogas from your waste. Don't throw them. If you have people, technicians in place that help you to recycle your waste to produce biogas for you to use as dryers. And with this, you can come to Food Research Institute. We provide pay-as-you-go dryers, reducing your cost by 60%. So you have your product. It's just by an arrangement. You come, I want to dry mangoes, I want to dry tomatoes. It's an arrangement. Bring your products this day. This is the cost. The number of hours that your product stays in the dryer, you pay, and your product is given to you. You have to adapt quality control, low cost. Don't go and buy sophisticated equipment that your money cannot even maintain. You can use digital or cost-effective portable takes. You can have handheld to ensure your moisture meter, handheld digital moisture meter, not go and buy a more sophisticated moisture meter that your money cannot even afford. And you can also look at packaging and branding. You use a shared community packaging center or certified packaging firms like Food Research. So you have palm oil. You've gone to FDA, you've passed everything, you want to bottle it. If you come to FDA, we have Food Research Institute. We have a facility to bottle your oil for you, label it for a parking lot or parking room. You have to go and build one by all means. You can come to Food Research and rely on us. We do your packaging for you. You get market access. Now you youth, you are more familiar with the internet with us. So the online marketing is a bonus for you people. You start selling with your TikTok, your YouTube, and your status and other things. You can sell your product. And also, you need to visit the Made in Ghana Mall. Alentis at Osu. You can send your product there. They can help you market. You can still bring it to Food Research Institute. We have a health shop. So if you have a product and you are food FRI trained, you have your certification, everything. If you bring your product to our shop, we'll sell you. Of course, you have to give us a discount. And finances that you need to partner with SMEs, fund and association, and you make sure that as you are growing, you find yourself or join any of the associations around. For example, women in agri-business, you've joined them so that when there's a call for funding, you can also apply. But if you stay in your one corner and you don't mingle or find to make friends, you won't hear what is going on in the business. But if you want finance, I remember because we are a member of an association, when there's a call for funding, you'll be notified, and they can also duly apply and get money to support your business. There's another form that we can also go about. You can look at the cluster model. You share processing hubs and packaging lines and co. So about 3 of you, if you are doing similar products, you can just buy one item. Then you'll be using it from time to time. One person will be hosting it. Another item, one person can buy it. Another person will be hosting it. So you pay money for the maintenance of the item that you bought. That will also help you to start up your business very well. Then you also have contract production. You outsource production from certified processors like Food Research Institute. So if you want to do konkonte powder, you just come. I want konkonte powder. How many tons do you want? Or how many kilograms do you want? I want 500 kilograms. Then you just give you the invoice. You come in 2 weeks' time. Come for your konkonte. You come and pick it, go and package it, and go and sell. That one too is there. Then we have the public-private partnership. You collaborate with state programs for export, like Ghana Export Promoting Council. They will help you to assist you how you should be able to sell your product or take it outside the requirement that you need to know. Then my last presentation or the topic will be on maintaining nutrition and safety in food preservation and storage. I can see some people are sleeping. So can we please rise for some stretch-ups? Welcome back, those of you sleeping. Because of the wache and the... Can we have some stretch-ups? Yes. He's doing it very well. So let's stretch up. You can give somebody high five. Just to re-energize yourself. Yes. Somebody said high 10. If you have enough, you can give. Okay, that's fine. Please let's have a seat. So let's look at some of the practices that will help us to maintain nutrition in our products. Of course, our main motive of doing business is get money. But in doing that, we need to also apply or add a human face to it. because somebody from your family might also eat the product. So in an effort to keep your profit or your margins high, you also have to keep good nutrition with the product. It's not that we are doing it so we just get up and do it. It should be beneficial to you and to your people who are going to consume it. The best practice is that you keep your perishable product at 0 to 4 degrees Celsius in terms of refrigeration. And for deep freezing, it should be at that 18 degrees Celsius. You have to use solar, off-grade, or cold store solutions for rural areas. You monitor your temperature and humidity continuously using the digital data loggers. You fry food with moderate temperatures. The first instance that I gave was the shito issue. Somebody will just come, even after the laboratory results, the total peroxide value is so high, the person cannot even, and the ash content is so high. The shito is already bent. So the result that you get, you can't take it to FDA for registration. So you have to cook food with moderate heat and moderate temperature. Then you shock your vegetables and ice with chilled water. In an effort to keep your vegetable very crispy, I'm stressing this because vegetables are in abundance and we are not using them. You can cut garden eggs with something, okra, and package. It's a product. In doing that, you need to keep the product as fresh as possible. So the shocking here is that when you finish cooking the thing, heat is still in there. You need to stop the continuous cooking. So you get ice cube or chilled water, you set your product inside, then the heat will come down. And you keep the product fresh as before you package the product. You make sure you package food that contains vitamin A. Some of them are photo-oxidation, that heat and light sensitive. You need to use the proper packaging material to prevent you photo-oxidation. And oxygen and light causes oxidation, leading to nutrient loss. So you need to package your product. That's why they are making us and putting an effort that all the palm oils that contain the vitamin A should be packed in opaque on the yellow gallons and other things. It helps retain the nutrient. So if you are preparing tomato ketchup or anything that contains vitamin A, you need to make sure that you put the thing in an opaque container. As you store it, do not expose it to sunlight for oxidation to take place. So you blanch vegetables before freezing, just to inactivate the enzymes. That will cause the discoloration. So if you are going to package garden next one, you don't package it straight away. You need to blanch it. And blanch it is minimal cooking. You don't cook it. It can be done over steam or in water so that you inactivate the enzyme. That will cause the browning for the product to lose its appearance. And you use solar, as I said, high energy, low temperature solar dryers for fruits to retain their nutrients. You consider pasteurization instead of sterilization because pasteurization uses low temperature than the sterilization. That will also reduce the nutritional composition of the product. Dry mango slicers for tenor dryers also helps to do. Then we have a cabinet gas dryer. Instead of the mechanical dryer electricity you can't afford, we have mechanical cabinet gas dryer built by Food Research Institute. So you can form a corporation or from a group, come to Food Research, we can build one for you, then you all use it for your food drying. You make sure to enforce good manufacturing practices, you ensure good water supply, regular sanitation, you clean up your areas before and after working, you store your things very under hygienic condition, you sterilize, and you make sure that you keep your pest and methane control system in place. One time I was working, I saw a bowl full of palm oil being carried out because they said a rat has fell inside. I was wondering, are they going to throw the palm oil away or they are going to package it like that? Yeah, so we make sure that pest control is very, very key when it comes to food processing. Your workers should use gloves, aprons, and hairnet to avoid contamination, especially when you know your workers are not well. Please make sure that they sit back, they don't get into processing. Anything can happen. And before you can set up a thing like that, you also need to be trained yourself. Let your workers come for training so they know the right way to handle food. Otherwise, you produce your food and you cannot stay long on the shelf. So that's the same thing applies to packaging. You have to do packaging that provides integrity and safe handling. You have to, as I said earlier on, clearly label instruction, expiry date. Sometimes you produce and you give it to people to go and sell. The way the retailers also position the product on their shelf, you have to check. Where do you keep my product? You have to find out. Why are you going to keep the product? Because sometimes if you expose it to sunlight, the product, if it's serious, start going weevil. And in no time, it will bring you back your product that is spoiled. It's not your fault. It's a person, the way he stored the product on the shelf, he didn't keep it well. So you have to trace where your product is being sent, where you are going to keep it on the shelf. Make sure the place is neat and is quite up to standard. Then use food grade materials for packaging. So you monitor nutrient content and safety to ensure compliance and consumer trust. The best practice is conduct periodic microbial and chemical tests. That one is available at Food Research Institute. So as you do your products, FDA will give you the number, but it lasts for a period. But from periodically, you have to be doing it yourself. Regularly, you come and bring your product to Food Research for us to check for you. If there's a need for us to advise you on something that you are not doing well, then we help you with it. Then you keep batch numbers and records, the temperature and shelf life data of the product that you have produced. You train your staff in food quality control and documentation. You shouldn't do the training yourself. Engage your staff because they are going to handle the food directly. As you train yourself, you also need to train them for them to be able to understand the food safety issues. To reduce nutrient loss for long storage, best practice, label product numbers clearly with dates. You come and when did you produce this? I don't even remember. The day that you did the production, please put it on the package that you did this these days to help you to do the shelf life estimation. Regular inspect inventory for discoloration or texture of products. Educate distributors and retailers on proper handling, as I said earlier on. So if they are taking it, please keep it in cool, dry environment. If you go and they showcase your products in the open sun, please kindly pick your product because at the end of the day, you are the one going to suffer. So tell them how to retail your product, store it under good hygienic condition. Some research innovation from food research. We do cocoa processing and chocolate making, malting and brewing, mushroom cultivation and value addition, vegetable processing, fruit juice processing, dry fruit training, cereal mixes and instant cereal processing, extrusion and drum drying of cereals, cassava value addition, we do yogurt processing, we do soy milk processing, we also have a free peanut training, and we also provide consultancy services and incubation services. With the incubation service, you can come and we host you for a period to start your business. When you are about getting back to the market, we wean you off. Then you also, somebody else also be involved or included in the incubation processes. When we wean you off, we don't leave you. We still monitor with you. If you agree with us, we still monitor your progress and see what feedback we can also give you. Then we also provide analytical services, that's the laboratory analysis, before you can get your test result and send to FDA. Okay, thank you very much.
Your business ideas rolling in your heads. So this is the time to ask your questions. If you have any questions for Doc, you can raise your hand, we'll bring. Okay, there's a hand up at the back. Any others? Well, you can take this mic. Okay, there's a mic there.
Solomon Kwekutamaku, CEO of the Golden Vision Multipurpose Limited. A very powerful presentation and very insightful. But you offer consultation services, incubation services, and the third one, analytical services, but at what cost? Let me be very practical. Take, for instance, I'm about to start production of poultry feed. Poultry feed. So with all that you are offering, I want you to take that one as a practical example and then cut it down so that I can take something home. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your question. With poultry feed, I already direct you. You have to go to the Animal Research Institute. Their research or their mandate is conduct anything related to animals. But on the charges, it's commodity specific, depending on what you want and how complex it is. Because we are a government institution, we are not a profit-making organization. Our mandate is to assist you get your business done. So when you come, even though we have our prices, some of them are still negotiable. And the payment terms is very flexible to suit you. Of course, we are happy to see your product on the market. And most people also have our label embodied on their product, supported by Food Research Institute. When you see some of these things, you become so happy. So we are not there to make profit, but rather to support you to get your business done. So with your poultry feed, you can visit Animal Research Institute. They will help you get your poultry feed done. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
He wants to know if we can get a slide, right? Eben, can we share the slide to all attendees? Yes, so at this point, I want us to project the survey QR code so that once you fill the survey, we'll get your email address and then we can send you the slides. So please, let's project the QR code again for the survey so that whilst we go through the questions and answers, we can sort that out.
Okay. So, Doc, you talked about the analytical methods, and I'm looking at the drying. So we do freeze drying of fruits, and because of the nature of our product, it's very hygroscopic, and we have issues with getting the moisture content. And we know that most of the one that you do at CSIR would be for the one we use the desiccators for. And I want to know, because of the nature of the product, do you have a different way of getting our moisture content? Because immediately the product is exposed for quite some time, it attracts moisture from the environment, and it won't be reflective of what we've sampled or we've brought to you for analysis. So I want to know if there is analytical method for checking the moisture content for freeze-dried products. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have you brought a product to FRI before? Yes. You brought it? Okay, so please, you can come back because we keep upgrading our methods. I'm not in the chemistry lab, so I can't talk much into it. Bring your product back and let's see if there are new upgraded methods that we can work on it for you. Better so we can also advise you. It might be to the packaging that you are using, so we can check and see how best we can help you with it.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Wilson, CEO of the Cedi Group of Companies. Madam, you mentioned registering products. I'm doing e-commerce or online business with over 3 million products across the world. Do I have to register individual products with FDA? Thank you.
Please, this question will go to FDA, because I think they have cutouts for small and cottage industries. So as I said, I'm just giving you the highlights. You can still visit FDA. Sit down and talk to them. They have terms. I once remember they did mob registration for companies. When you go there, they'll be able to help you with the number of products you are doing. And I know sometimes they pair products. If they have similar properties, they might pair it for you, but they will be in a better position to help you with your question. So kindly go to FDA to help you do it. Thank you. Thank you. As I said initially, every product is treated differently because every food product has its own way of pre-processing. So when you come to the business service division, they'll just take your particulars, listen to whatever you want to do. A scientist will be assigned to your work and your invoice will be sent to you. So the incubation is normally based on an MOU. That I want to use the facility for 6 months, and you pay for floor. If you need technical services we'll give it to you. So based on whatever you are going to do, it will be different from every commodity.
Questions? Okay, we don't have any. Charlie, Doc, thank you so much. Please let's put our hands together for Doc. Doc has done very, very, very. I know we have friends from Cote d'Ivoire here. Friends from Cote d'Ivoire, are you here? Et vous? Or I'm not speaking the French well. When you ask comment ça va in the answer, you ask et vous? L'argent. L'argent, it means food, right? Oh, it means money. Okay. Marché means match, or is it market? Okay. Charlie, when we were younger, the French teachers, they used to beat us. So we didn't like French and math teachers. They used to beat us, so that's why. In my next life, I'll take my French more seriously. So we are wrapping up here. Has it been a good 2 days for you? I want 3 people to come and share their experiences with me. How the AIA has been for you, what you've learned so far, and how it's going to impact your life. Any takers? You remember the people who came here yesterday to talk about their businesses, right? When we closed, the lady who came to talk about Asana and Sobolo, she got orders. And others are getting deals. So when you get the chance, you speak. Okay, I have 1 person. 2 more? Okay. All right, so tell us about your experience with the AIA, what you've learned so far, how it's going to help you change your business.
My name is Maxwell Friye Safo from Benyima Farms Limited. We are into freeze drying of tropical fruits. The only company currently in Ghana commercializing freeze drying. And I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to be here. It's been an educative journey, even though there are a few aspects I wish could have been added, but still it's been a very educative journey. I'm very grateful for being here, and thank you, Kosmos Innovation Center, for such an opportunity.
When you say freeze drying, what is it?
Okay, so freeze drying is the highest form of processing that uses cold technology to extract the water content of food. It makes food very lightweight, and then it retains the nutrients up to 97%. So that's the newest form of processing.
Please put your hands together for him. Thank you so much. So let's invite the Executive Director of KIC, Benjamin Jankesi, to give us his closing remarks, and we'll take the final remarks from Prof. Bobkin.
Thank you very much, Kojo, and good afternoon to you all. Has it been worth it, your time being here? Okay. I'm hearing, oh yes, which means we have learned a lot between yesterday and today. I am really excited, and excited for many reasons. One of them is the fact that KIC has been able to create this platform and sustain it for 3 years. Please give it up. And on that note, I would like to take the opportunity to say a big thank you to the KIC team that pulled this together. Please, let's give them a big round of applause. It will interest you to know that every day at 12 noon, before this conference, every day at 12 noon, we have something we call the stand-up meeting to discuss how this conference is going to go, to discuss the speakers, to discuss sponsors, to discuss how much money have we been able to raise, how the speakers are going to be, so this is properly and well created, and there's a lot of effort and sleepless nights that I've gone through it. And on my own behalf and the behalf of the board, I'd like to tell each and every team member from KIC that we really appreciate your effort, and we are happy that you helped us to bring this program, the 3rd year, to a successful close. And also to say a big thank you to dear panelists, speakers. You've never disappointed us. You're part of the family. We're growing a movement that is going to turn prosperity for all of us, a movement that is going to change the space and the face of agribusiness on the continent. And you are part of it, I'm a part of it, and through yesterday and today, as we keep learning and finding our right footing in the space, I would implore you to really go ahead and then make sure that you do what you have to do. I'll tell you something quick. In 2016, when KIC gave the first funding to 2 companies, Galani and Trotro Tractor, I'm sure you may have heard their names before, I said something to both teams and also those that we did not fund, and I'm going to say it here today. Everything that you've learned, please make sure once you find your niche, you run with it. Someone has said that the world is moving so fast that you literally have to run to be able to stand still. If you don't run, if you don't move, the Greek call it kinesis. If you do not move, you'll be left behind. The idea that you have today, you know where to take them to really help improve on the idea and turn it into real businesses. You know where an organizations like KIC and many others, like the MasterCard Foundation program partners, move to them, talk to them, engage them, make sure that you are making your 2 days here worth it. Otherwise, somebody is going to run with your idea. My former boss, George Sapon, would say ideas are cheap. It is about execution. And you met players in the industry that can help you execute. Please take advantage of it. And to our MC, Kojo, who is my brother. If the head do not look alike, but he's still my brother. Thank you very much for doing us the honors again, for making this happen. Mr. Chairman, thank you for spending 2 solid days with us. We really appreciate your keynote, and we also appreciate your support. And Prof. Bobkin is someone, like Kojo said yesterday, when you listen to him, and you don't get inspired, then I don't know what is in your belly. He always gives you fire in the belly, as we say it at KIC. And launching on fire in the belly, leave this place and let whatever has sparked in your belly lead you to passion, lead you to transformation, lead you to research, lead you to resilience, and lead you to success. And with that, I would like to say a big thank you to everybody, our sponsors, partners, and all of you, and most importantly, you participants, for making these 2 days successful. I appreciate it, and thank you very much on behalf of KIC.
Thank you. At this point, if any of the KIC team members are in the auditorium, please rise. Any KIC team members? Any of the members? I can see some of them at the back. Where are the rest? Charlie, I'm going to say more. It's not easy to be doing this consistently for how many years? 10 years. Yeah, KIC 10 years.
A quick announcement. So KIC was launched in March 2016. So literally in the next 5 to 6 months, KIC will be 10 years. Please, give it up. And there are team members who have been with the team for the past 10 years. Please, give it up to them. It's been a very interesting journey, personally, and for the team members who have joined later, the least of them, I would say, is about 2 years, and it ranges between the almost 10 years, so 2 years to almost 10 years. And so it's a lot of effort that KIC team members have put into what we've been doing, and we have learned a lot, and we also want to collaborate with as many people, organizations as possible. So yes, Kojo, it's almost 10 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And for 10 years you've been doing this. I have interviewed over 600, maybe close to 800 SMEs in my media career. And almost about 30% are KIC businesses. And when I say I'm a farmer, I usually don't talk about it much, but I'm really farming. And at every point in my farming journey, there's a KIC business I work with. I mentioned Farmer Line, I've mentioned Trotro Tractor, Agri Makeup. When I wanted to do Black Soldier Fly, I went to them, they taught me, they set up for me. There's a KIC business in every aspect of my business. So if you want to do business, you want to align with KIC. They have a big network of alumni, businesses, and startups. You can learn from some of them. You can collaborate with some of them. You can invest in some of them if you start making money. And there are too many things you can do within the KIC ecosystem to set yourself up for a very good future. So don't play with KIC, okay? Let's all support KIC to support our economy. On this note, I'd like to invite our chair to come and give us the closing remarks and the final blessing so that we can officially bring the AIA 2025 to an end. Please, let's welcome Prof. Bobkin to give us the closing remarks.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited, and I've not regretted accepting to chair this conference. And even though I've been in and out, to be very honest, I've learned so much. And already I'm fired up. This afternoon I called someone, I said, look, next week we are going to my land. I need to scale up. I need to scale up. And I'm already fired up. It reminds me of a story in the book of Acts, chapter 2. The Bible says that on the day of Pentecost, when the Holy Spirit came, Peter spoke so much that when the people heard, they were cut to heart. And their response was, what shall we do? I believe for all the investment that KIC has made and all the knowledge that we have received, let's have an appropriate response. I'm looking forward to the next edition where it will be data-driven, where everyone will come and say, this is the progress I've made since the last time. This was my target. When I left here with resolutions. And then I followed it up. This is the incremental progress. This is the number of people I've employed. This is the expansion in my production and all of that. And then the linkages that we can see. So thank you so much. KIC, this is impressive. This gives me hope for Africa, hope for Ghana. And for your records, what happened here is what Africa needs. You will notice, and I'm mostly driven by data as an academic. I didn't go to very good schools. And I don't consider myself an intelligent person. So anytime I'm talking, I want to hide with the data. Because data will usually protect you. Right? So if you make a mistake and it's about the data will bail you out. Is that okay? You will notice that on the African continent, anytime there are crises, it manifests explicitly in food inflation. It doesn't matter where the crisis is coming from. So you will notice that with COVID-19, one of the areas where the African continent was impacted heavily was in the area of food inflation. And that is why over 700,000 people, in fact, in Ghana alone, the World Bank told us that within the 8 months or so of the COVID year, over 700,000 people were pushed into poverty. And if you check the data, you realize that since COVID came to now, lower middle income poverty, upper middle income poverty has gone up significantly, in excess of 70%. At some point, it was more than 78%. What that means is that we had a lot of Ghanaians who woke up in the morning and felt that they had money. By evening, they were wondering whether they should be considered as the poor or in between or something. I hope you understand that. And the reason that happened largely was because of food inflation. So salaries were fixed, prices had gone up, the budget for last month couldn't deliver the same for the following month and all of that. And I know there were divorce-related cases as a result of food inflation. Hello? And this is Ghana. Right, so and the World Bank told us that within the first 8 months of the COVID year, Ghana's food inflation went up by 122% within just 8 months. What that meant was that in certain places in Ghana, you could actually be in a queue, going to buy something, and whilst you're in the queue, they will change the price before it gets to your tent, right? So, and why this is important is that of all the continents in the world, is the African continent that eats a lot in terms of expenditure, right? So the data is that Africa spends between 42 to 44% of our household expenditure on food. Close to 44% of household expenditure is on food. In developed countries, it's 6%. Emerging market is 16%. If you look at this, the percentage, you may think that we eat the most, right? But it's simply because income levels are low and food prices are what? High. So by the time you account for food, and a good number of us here, what also explains that is that we are like Liverpool. You never sleep alone, you don't wake up alone. There are so many people who make legitimate claims on your income who didn't show up at work with you. Okay? So you don't cook for one person, right? When you cook, you have to leave some for, you don't know who is coming. Here people visit you without a memo. Is that okay? And all of that. So if you put all of these things together, so it means that if Africa will be able to solve our food inflation, we'll be able to conserve cash flow and be able to save for other important things. So I have learned a lot, and if you look at the conference thematic areas, we've actually covered the entire value chain, from sowing, watering, and all of that. We've looked at the future of food, the youth at the center of Africa's agricultural transformation. Of course, we can link that also to our president's 24-hour economy under the Grow 24, okay, which talks about agriculture for economic transformation. I don't want to talk much about Akukon Kitinkiti, but I think that we need to grow beyond Akukon Kitinkiti. Is that okay? I mean, and then I'm looking forward to a good number of, one other thing that I've also learned is different business names. I don't know where you got those names from, right? I was trying to write some of them, but it was a bit difficult. But you need to clap for yourselves, right? Very innovative. Very innovative, and I think that is good news for all of us. So across the value chain, we've looked at the impact of climate change, food innovation, product development, product preservation, and all of that. And I believe that all of this couldn't have happened without some sponsors picking up the bill and all of that. So let's clap for all our sponsors and all the presenters. I'm very, very grateful. I see a future in many of you. In fact, many of you qualify to be lecturers in the universities because your slides were much more updated than some of the ones we use here to lecture. So I'm looking forward to collecting all the slides so that when I return from my sabbatical leave, I will not struggle to update my slides. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you very much. And our MC, you don't disappoint at all. It's the reason I choose to listen to Joy FM in the morning. Before, sometimes I even do my quiet time. But these days I wake up early, do my quiet time, and then tune into Joy FM. So thank you all very much. I'm looking forward to further engagement. When we say we are closing, what it means is that we are moving this interaction to more online and more closely. Because here we say it's a kwanho. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prof. Charlie, we have to close, but I don't want us to close. So let's have one more presentation. Or one more panel discussion. Or you don't agree? Give me a topic and let's have one more. We are all the panel. All right, it's been a good day, please. Thank you so much, Prof, for coming. We know you're a very busy man, but we invited you and you've been with us throughout, shared a lot of wisdom with us. Please, let's show Prof some love, some more love. We are leaving, but we've not left. KIC is still there. You can go to KIC's website. There's a lot of information. The KIC staff who stood up earlier, you can engage them. When we leave and we go outside to do some shopping, Ben is here, always accessible. All the other, Auntie Catherine is still here, Alistair is here, Prof is here, Doc is here. We are all here. Let's network and build up. In March, we'll have 10 years of KIC. And I don't know if you fixed a date for the Innovation Center in Kumasi. But when it's ready, we'll all follow you and we'll go. And next year, we'll meet again for the AIA. If you took any photos, videos, post them online, share, let people know what they've missed. Share some of your learnings from here as well. Use the hashtag AIA Conference 2025. You can also add Kosmos Innovation Center to your hashtag. And you can go to their page on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. No, Facebook X. The Gen Zs call it X. We, the old people, we call it... The youth call it X. We, the old people, we call it Twitter. And our Prof. Mewa. Aha. And so, and go and share the videos and let's spread the message. Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Kojo Akoto Boateng. I've loved every moment here. There's still some networking to be done. So let's go out there, let's make friends, let's network and grow together. In fact, I think it would be nice to take a final group picture, right? Yes, because we've taken a lot of pictures. Remember photos in the movie. Also, so if we can all come up here, let's come and arrange ourselves here. Photo, can we take a group picture? Can you capture all of us? Where should we stand? Everybody should come here. Please, let's all come here for a group picture. Let's all come here for a group picture. One big group picture. But remember, shortest in front. We can start arranging ourselves from here to the stage. Yes. And we are in the Cancer Awareness Month. So you can go to the Fortune Coffee outlet, taste some coffee, and sign up for the Coffee on Boobs event. Shortest in front or shortest on the stage? Yeah, let me pull this. Aho! 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 Are we all in the photo? Are we all here? Are the shortest in front? Photo, can you see all our faces? Photo, wait. Marco is coming. Charles is coming. Ambulance. Oh, please, let's put our hands together for ambulance service. He's joining us. Please come. But the photographers know who will take your photo. We should balance it out. Some should come here. Can we kneel down in front of the... Please, shortest in front. Eben is here. Eben, come and stand in front. Hey, Eben, come and stand in front. Why are you hiding behind the tall man? Go and stand in front.